making a new map. Hello, kitten cat. Hello, kitten cat. Meow, 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 meow. 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 Meow, listen here, meow. Go play. Okay. We're gonna make a treehouse. You can just watch along. I'm just gonna do this for a little bit. Professional monitor. I've got a professional monitor. I got 2 professional monitors. Ooh, spicy. Yeah, it's cold as fuck right now. It's probably 54 degrees in here. It's blistering cold outside. Let's do some hammer. So I started designing tree houses because that's what I'm going to build in this map. I don't know. Fuck. Open it up. Motherfucker, break yourself. Oops, yeah, that's maybe a little too big, but whatever. Okay, so here, view, 3D textured polygons, there we go. So I don't really, it's been a long time since I've mapped, or whatever you want to call it. So this is the first treehouse I built. It's gonna have glass windows on all sides. There's my little guy. Whoa. Tools. 3D wireframe? No. Top view, right? Yeah. View. Motherfucker. I want this display what I want it to display. Sorry, son of a bitch, motherfucker. Let's do. For the love of God. Whatever. Should put a roof on it. Whatever, I'm just making shapes right now, so it doesn't really matter what the hell I do. So next up, we're going to get UX. So I made this one. That's the one with windows on. No, don't get me wrong, the detail is not there yet, but once I put them in placement, then they'll have detail. So which one do I want to make today? Make the grass hat one. Crap. Resize, I need that shit. 200. Okay. Okay. So once you have a picture of what you want, so it's 3 trees breaking out, and then I'm gonna put a block there. So I'm gonna block this, and then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's gonna be like a hexagonal shape. So here, you start with the base, and find out where it's top view. All I have is, oh yeah, all I have is top view. Shit. This motherfucking thing. I can't get these two screens to work, it's pissing me off. Oops, I lost it, so. I thought there was an info. Well, I guess we'll create an object. So once you create an object, if I can find, been a while, sorry. I might have to reopen this. You know, maybe that's a register error. 1 second. I know, it's exciting, huh? Ooh. This will give you a basic idea of how to make little maps, or how to go about making a map, I guess. There we go. So file new, and then file open. Should leave my screens. Okay, there we go. So you should have being able to fly, mouse wheel. Okay, click on this box, click and hold your mouse, WASD, allows you to fly around. Okay, and then this is how you start building everything to size. The first thing I do is put a little guy in there. Oh, by the way, one of the best features, Control E. So if I zoom in over here, Control E centers all my screens. So once you have your little guy down, I should probably put him a little farther away than that. They do like to spawn into things randomly, so you do want to move them a little bit away from the walls. So just simply by going, oops, in through his head, this is what it's going to look like to the user. So once I have one building design, today we're going to build this. What I'm doing is I'm building a treehouse map where it's just nothing but tree houses. So first thing you do before you design a map is you design all the buildings to the map. So let me see, there used to be an option for, whatever. Where are you? Ah, this should be a top view, damn it. There we go, okay, so this should be top view, front view, side view. So you draw a box, create an object. The only one that won't center is your flying around screen. So this little guy, click on your little, whatever that is. It's a texturing tool. Okay, it says pills here, whatever. Browse, and I'm just gonna make it W. Shit, I'll make it break, I don't care. Apply. This just makes it so you can see what you're doing. Okay, click on that to grab an object. Once you grab it, you just drag it out to the middle of nowhere. I'm going to flatten this down just a little bit to match the same height floor is what I'm going to be using. So zoom in on that sucker. So now I have to figure out, I forgot how to do this, how to change the properties. No, there's a way to make different shapes. Oh, let me see if I can remember this. Oh wait, control. Shit. You must morph mode to change you made. Clipping tool. I've never really figured out how to use this, so we'll just build one from scratch. How about that? So you can grab the white vertices, and on your top view, this allows you to move them. So I'll move it to square it right about, well, let's see, we'll grab it for a second. You want to move it to where it can be squared by the grid. Oh, left, what are those called? The square parentheses. Square parentheses make your grid finer or looser. So right about here is where you want to find your geometry for it. So click on this little wireframe box. From top view you can select, it'll highlight the ones that are moving. And then to be a square, so I'm going to square the box. And you have to click on it each time to do that. So now, if we look, we have a slice of the pie. So, copy. It just works like Control C is copy, Control V is paste, Control M, 180 on the Z rotates it around flat. Okay, and then we're gonna raise it up. Gonna make it level. Funny how that shit works. See, I know it's off, but you'll learn to think in 3D after a while. It's just a lot of steps is all. Okay, so now that they're even, what we've done here is we've created one portion of hexagon. So you can click on one, hold Control, click on the second one. Control C copies it, Control V pastes it. You're gonna put it smack on top of the other one, right in the same position, or above it, whatever, doesn't matter. Control M, 90 degrees. And we have just created our base. So now, whenever you're clicking, and you're clicking on multiple stuff, hold Control. If you click off, click, 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 click. Just hold Control. Allows you to change everything. Now, I'm gonna make this larger because of the size of the other one. I'm gonna make most of these tree houses pretty large to the user because this is supposed to mimic the forest of the Ewoks from Star Wars. The only difference is, well, I can't give it all away because it's really, I'm trying to get paid off this map literally. Like, I'm gonna put massive amounts of detail into this. So this is just a basic tutorial to figure out how to do that. So we're gonna do, oh yeah, by the way, when this pops up, you type in any letter like E, and it'll change all the textures for you. If you're getting lost and let's say you want to find the only textures you've used in the map. Click on only textures used, and so far that's what my map is built out of, is just these textures. So I'll make it a dark wood bottom. Double click, apply, and then what I do is I shift it down, shift it up, 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 rotation down, up. And this should make them match. If you go hide the mask, you see what it looks like. A little off, but whatever. I leave the mask on there just to know what I'm clicking on. Also on the texture tool, if you click it and you just highlight the surface, it'll give you each individual surface. So you can do it that way too. I just do the whole thing. When I'm in the beginning, when you're doing the basics of how to build a building and stuff like that, just use the most, primitive looking squarey stuff. You know what I mean? You add all the detail after it's in position, in place, and you've got a map drawn. Like right now, I'm just designing all the buildings because that's what it's all based off of in this map. So next up, we are going to need a quarter turn handrail. So all you do is you make a box with your yeah, what the heck did I make that with? Hang on, let me redo it just so I remember and you guys can do it. Okay, so it's just your standard click pointer, and then front view, side view, left view, right view. Control E, center it. Oops, that's not the right one, sorry. Excuse, ma'am. No, that's the entity tool. Huh. I just do it. I've done it for so long, I don't know. So I gotta learn this to train you. Crazy. I just don't know how I did it. That's funny. I've been doing this so damn long. Okay, so now, shit. Okay. Oh, sorry. It's your white box. So once you click on your white box, right click, create object. And if I textured that right, it should be in the same shape as the other one. So what we're going to do is build the basic ambiance of how the treehouse looks. So I'm going to, actually, you know what? Let's see. I'm going to delete that for now. I'm going to highlight all four of these. Control C, Control V. Copy and paste another one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the roof. Okay, so roughly, so thatch roof size. If you want to figure out a guy, that little human looking pole thing, if you click that and then click here, it'll chuck a guy there for you to check out. So just go inside his head and look and go, that's my ceiling, that's my floor. Okay, so this one will be, I'm going to lower that down a bit. Oops. So over here you can see kind of the size. I want to half size the roof to, there we go. So now you got a roof and a floor. Next step, create object. So this sucker is going to be a base pole, and for the love of God, you always want to zoom in real close and make sure everything is super clean, or you will have massive problems later. So this is, making maps is very time consuming. Okay, like it's little details, it's very little details, over and over, very little details. So here what I'm doing is I'm making a post. I'm going to half size that so it fits in between. And then check it out, just make sure. Go ahead and fly up into the corner. See, if you fly up into the corner, it'll let you know where the vertices are on the other side, so you know that's flush. Flush. Okay. Control C, Control V. So this one's 2 out. 2 out. Okay. Raise it up to the right height. So what I did was I put another one on the other side. I'm actually going to grab these now and browse texture, put a different color on there. So that way you can see the difference in it. I just do that mainly for pre-mapping because you go through and you do all the textures later on. I just do it with the base texture just to make sure life is easy. And then Control C, Control V, Control E. Straighten up where I'm at. I try and line it up real basic, like Control M, 90 degrees. And then 2 out. Should line up perfectly. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we made it bigger on one end. Shit, we did. It's whatever. All you gotta do is grab that sucker, pull him out, 2 out. Grab this sucker, 2 out to make sure they're. See now here on your side grid, it shows you that it's going through the roof. Just tuck it down, make sure it's flat. Always make sure your geometry is done well, and you won't have any problems. So what we've created here is the first foundation of the house. And the other thing we can do, which is kind of cheating, shit, I forgot. Control something. Shit. If you learn hotkeys, man, it makes life easy. Without hotkeys, it's a little difficult. So I want to grab this one and this one, and I hope I can merge those vertices. I can't. There is a mathematical clipping plane which you cannot pass. So this object cannot be stretched. So here's a funny thing I'll show you. If you grab only one point and you raise it, what it does is, oh wow, I did bend it. Let's see. Well, I'll be damned, that's probably an update. Let me see if that really did. So you can check the vertices. Because normally it's right here to here, that bending of the flat plate, it won't allow. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. So you see, it did it, but it really didn't do it. You see what I mean? When you bend up just one piece, it's now trying to cut the clipping plane to make it possible. So we're just gonna Control Z, Control Z, Control Z till it undoes that shit. There it goes. Control Z is undo. Okie doke. So now we've got our basic. So now I'm going to grab one of these. Control E, center us. Control C, Control V. Copy and paste one. Set it right next to it. Whatever, good enough. Sure it's the right height, and then I'm gonna shrink it down. Okay, so this is the offset angle. For him, it's about. Alright, so it's half. Cool. So I guess we're going to paste another one. Or actually, no, I'm going to delete that one. Copy and paste my little guy. About one out, okay. Okay, you just want to do this visually and see where you put it. Mathematically, you'll get better at this over time. Sorry. Now, once again, doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to look fantastic. You're in basic geometry mode. So, what you've got is a setup for a little embankment, pillars out the side. I'm going to do this side and the other side. So copy, paste, Control M around the opposite, so 180. Raise it up to the right height. Okay. And then I'm going to grab one of these. Control C, Control V. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to make the basic handrail out of this. So stretch it out till it hits about halfway. You always want to position yourself so you can see it like it's normal. And then Control M, I'm going to turn this 90 degrees. Okay, maybe I screwed that up a little bit. Okay, I'll show you a way to fix it. So when it's bumped through that, you want to just bump it up to that. Now our next position is right here. Oh yeah. So from the standing point, click once. These little things allow you to twist and rotate. Click again, and it will shift the box. Okay. So, and then I want to make sure my handrail goes over the block, so I'm going to move my block a little bit. It doesn't, you know, it's not meant to be fucking the most beautiful thing on earth. What it's meant to do is just give you a basic geometry of what you're doing. So now I'm going to raise this pole. And actually I'll show you that you can cut your work in half just by... Okay, so... Actually I'm going to raise that a little bit more, give it a little details. See what I mean? So now we got a little guard railing. So... Control V, pasted another one. Line it up, go to your front view. Line it up. There's my little box. Click once, click twice. Okay. And then make sure. Okay. So now you got your little banister railing set up. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. So what you do to make life easier is on the other side, copy, 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 delete. And then we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy, zoom out, paste, Control M, 180. And then you can see back a little bit, make sure it matches. Height this all screwed up. Okay. Control V, paste it one more time. Control M, 90 degrees. So now we're gonna quarter the last one. Oops, wow, that's way off. I wonder if this will work. I'm just gonna grab the thing and do it. Okay, so yeah, I guess that works. A little custom banister there. Alright, later on you can go through and do all the details. Doesn't really matter, so just rough sketch it for now. Oops, how did I do that? So now I've got, this is going to be entrance. This is going, oops, where did we go? Through the roof. So these two paths, one is going to be exit, one is going to be entrance. So you'll have a V out the front door of this, and then we have to make a we have to make a thatch roof. So what's the best way to deal with this? Since I don't remember how to do that, we're gonna make one from scratch here. Raise it to the roof here. Everything bump map, or how do I say this? Terrain. How to generate terrain. So if you don't know, everything is made up of triangles. So you could take a box, grab these, drag them into the other ones, and then it'll say merge vertices, yes. Click, and it'll chop it into a triangle. Now, if you've never done this before, you get centered with your top here. And what you do is, when we're making a thatch roof, it has to blend with the size and shape of what it is. So, let's see, we probably need so we're going to grab these. Okay. So what I did was I put a piece of pie. Now this time this gets a little hectic, but it's worth it to just do it right the first time. Check your vertices and grab these two. Drag them down. You want to leave yourself about 1 pixel, something like that, to just give it that little raised feeling. And then we're also going to texture the outside, so now this is kind of a pain in the ass, but let's see the size of it. Okay, so that's going to be the height of our thatch roof, maybe a little bit higher. Grab this one. Now when I raise this vertice, it's actual math, so actually we'll go a little bit higher. Thatch roofs are normally pretty pointy. Okay, so once you have the height of your object, now copy, paste, M180. Make sure that's lined up. Okay. Control V, M90. And all we're making so far is whatever. Okay, so check it. Oops, we're sticking off here. forgot because that one angle changes. So. You're gonna have to do this for everyone. Line it up perfectly. Make sure everything's nice. Click on copy paste. Oops. 180. Oops, we lost it. Where'd it go? Okay, so you're pretty much making the structure of a beach ball, but doing it in triangles. Okay. Oops, did I miss one? No, we're good. Okay. Now, Control C, Control V. So now our triangle doesn't match. All screwed up. So, click here, grab this one and this one, and swing it into here. Grab this one, swing it into here. Line up this one into here. Click. Oopsie, we missed. So, on the height. Okay. Control E, center it. Okay. So now you've got a portion of your roof. Control C, Control V, Control M. 180. Almost done. Control V. Where are you? Oopsie. Shit. Okay, so what I did was I designed the wrong right shape, wrong angle. So lower this down. So I need to bring this one, oops, this one all the way down. Okay. So now I have a flat shape, and now I need to grab this angle, bring it up to match the rest. Okay, so now Control C, Control V. Control M, 180. And then try and guess where that goes. There it is. Okay, so now we've got our little thatch roof place. So, textures. Click the texture thing, texture 1, control, texture 2, texture 3, texture 4, texture 5, texture 6. Now, when you let go of control, if you, oh shit. Okay, it used to do that, not anymore. Whatever, we'll go above it. Click your texture thing, texture, we're just highlighting the top. Browse, TH. So there's no thatch, fuck. ROOF. Okay, that's, shit. Straw. Nope. Grass. Damn. Oh, sorry, we're under only used textures. Make sure you untick that box and then T. Looking for thatch roof. TH A. No. TH. So. Okay. So didn't find it. We'll go under roof. ROO. You know, I probably should have thought this out ahead of time. God damn it. How about straw? Normally the first two letters will get you there. Well, you know what? Fuck it. So, I don't have what I need. So what I'm going to do is do this kind of vine texture. We'll see if I can rig it. Okay, that's going to take forever. Browse. We're just going to do a R. Okay. Maybe. Shit. I'm just under T, so. I thought for sure they'd have a thatch roof. If I have to make my own textures, that's next. That's a pain in the ass. Okay, we're not finding what we want. So I'm just gonna make it grass. Make it a replicatable grass. Let's take a look. And that doesn't even look like it, whatever. Okay, so later on you're gonna have to do some textures and bring it in, but as long as it looks different for right now. There we go. We got our basic hut. So that's the second portion of the map. So now we've got the main kind of library building and the trees, and now we've got this. So it's got just a little bit of cover. So I'm going to put boxes and other stuff in here, and then the tree is going to go through the center and pop out the sides when I'm done, but once again after placing. So now we've got building 1, we've got building 2. So let's see here, click on this guy. You always want them, they spawn on the floor, but you want to raise them up off of the floor, otherwise they spawn into the walls, which doesn't work. So right click on him, properties, player info terrorist. I want to say it's player info start, or it's been so long. Sorry, I haven't done this in a couple years, and you have to relearn all the time. Like, it's just never ending learning. So what was the info player start? So you go by alphabet, basically. Info something. Oh shit. There we go. Info projectile radial target. What a pain in the ass. Oh, here we go. Info player counter terrorist. Hit the X. Okay, now we've got one of each team. So when you start the map, it'll load one of him and one of him. I did put a little bit of light environment in here, so I don't know if it will light or not. The skybox is going to render it horribly, but we can take a look. So file save. Oh, almost did that. File save. So now I've saved my little project.